Hi, I'm Francesco Paoli from Fleshgod Apocalypse, and you're watching Interview Under Fire.
Francesco, I want to welcome you to Interview Under Fire, and of course, welcome back to Dallas. Last time you guys were here, I believe it was 2023 or around March. You guys were here with Wolfheart.
Yeah, Wolfheart and Obscura.
And I remember we were at that show, and it was actually one of the final shows at that venue. I don't know if you know about that, but Amplified Live.
Yeah, I've been told, and that was an amazing venue. I think we played there like a few times, like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And you know, Dallas is always good, and that venue, you know, it's super nice. That also Gas Monkey, super nice.
So that used to be called Gas Monkey. Then they changed it to Amplified.
Yeah, but there was 2 rooms. I remember a big one.
Yeah, and a smaller one.
Yeah.
Inside.
So yeah, it's like super cool. You get the best. You get the best clubs here.
So, this interview that we're doing, I appreciate this because Francesco actually invited me on screen. I'm usually not on screen, but you mentioned, you know, we're talking about Dallas. What is it about Dallas that keeps bringing you guys back, man? Because, I mean, every time I see a bill in the U.S., Dallas, Texas.
I love it. I mean, like, it's very active city, probably, especially you have like a big metalhead scene here. And, you know, sometimes it's a little bit weird because people think that bands actually decide where to go on tour, you know.
Yeah.
We can have a preference, like, but it's more like a country preference. I mean, it's the promoters and it's all the industry that kind of set up. Somebody's dying behind this. Yeah. So let's say we're gonna keep it anyway.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying, you know, it's you have a big scene here and probably a lot of promoters that you know keep it busy, and you're gonna have probably like 5 shows a week, something. So and we always come back. This is insane, and I always come back.
It's pretty insane. There's someone dying behind us.
Yeah.
Literally. So we talked about Dallas. You know, you're coming back here a lot. I can't help but ask this question before we move on. And I ask this to a lot of my guests who come through the city: Is he okay?
Maybe he's dying.
Have you been to Buc-ee's?
We did.
Okay.
And
Can
we
you tell me
bought
your
the
experience?
pajama. We bought everything, you know. Like we stopped. It's insane. We stopped at Buc-ee's 3 times. 3 shows, 3 times. We did Austin, then we did San Antonio.
Yep.
Tonight we stopped again. So
you know, you mentioned San Antonio, which is one of my favorite cities in the state. Are you getting to spend time in any of these cities, by the way? I know you come back here a lot, but
we've been to Alamo once.
Yeah.
We've been once in Austin. We did like a long, you know, trip around the city.
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes it happens, and usually it's the day offs are close to Dallas, close to Texas, because Texas is in the middle, and sometimes, you know, the last show is in Florida, so it's the day off. The day off sometimes happens, you know, nearby. So Texas is amazing. We played Amarillo once. We played El Paso several times.
Yeah. Have you played? Oh yeah, Austin. Austin is one of our most popular destinations.
Austin we played two days ago.
Yeah. Now, you're talking about on the road, right? I want to do a little pre-tour prep here. I know we're not on the bus yet, but can you tell me what are some essentials that you have to take with you on the road, Francesco? Because I know there's so many things that people have to take. I had one person who tell me that, I take my stuffed animal on the road. That's like a mental thing that I have to. What is something that you take?
What do I take on the road, which is, I don't know, I'm a very boring guy. I'm a very boring guy.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. From now on, I'm going to take this.
There we go. If there's an essential that he takes with him on the road, it's going to be the...
I'm thinking, I don't know, like, I keep the memories and the good things, you know, in a spiritual way. I take them with me. So I always try to get in touch with my family daily and stuff like that. So that's make me happy more than any, you know, product or thing, you know. So
You know, whether
It's more,
whether it's culture or the fans, maybe that's a fan, I don't know, or the food.
oh,
Obviously.
well, maybe was a fan when I play. I don't know. It's okay.
Probably won't pick it up. We'll see. But there's
I think
something.
it needs some oxygen.
Yeah, there's something so unique about Fleshgod's live touring experience, and I've seen you guys a couple times. It really proves that its money's worth to the concert goers, because I'm 99.
You haven't seen this one because we have the best,
and that's what I want to get into,
biggest
because
production we ever.
I'm 99% sure there's at least one person in the crowd here tonight who has never seen you guys live. Considering the fact that you guys do wear these amazing lavish costumes on stage and have this dominant theatrical presence on stage also, does it feel like you're taking on a different role when you're playing live? Like, does it help with the presentation of who Fleshgod Apocalypse is? Like, you're taking on a different persona. You're talking to me right now, right? But
Yeah, I mean, like,
when you're on stage, you're
what
a
I'm
whole
saying,
different person.
yeah, I can tell that, you know, yes, in a way it's like that. I mean, like, I think that on the albums, like in general, like musical wise, you know, we try to do our best and to make music worth it, you know, for the people. But I also think that when you go live, you have to try to bring something more to entertain the people, and it's part of my. It's actually part of my, you know, artistic urgency. Like, how you call it? It's tough to translate.
Yeah.
It's a need for me to entertain people. I just don't want to play for the people. I think that if they want to listen,
the passion that you have, that.
yeah, probably. I mean, like, if they want to listen to the music, they can listen to the music back home, you know, with the best sound system possible and enjoy it. But when they come to the show, there must be a show, and it has to be much more than just playing. You know, he has to transcend that dimension and go to an entertainment level, you know. And so it's super expensive, but we put all the money we have extra into that because we really want to give something back to the fans, especially now that the ticket price is going up. You know, we want to take them into another dimension, create an atmosphere which is definitely something memorable. And this band is in a way perfect to do this. So, like, the whole idea, the whole concept behind the band, you know, it's just developed in many different sides, video clips, pictures, and then live shows, of course, music, cover arts, you know. Like, we try to boost all this thing to the next level for as much as we can.
And
at least.
Speaking of something memorable, I do want to get to opera, because this album, so many great albums have been coming out this year, but once you guys dropped opera, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to readjust my entire top 10 list for the year.
Thank you, man.
I'm gonna quote you here. You said the best stories always come from pain. It's a bitter truth, yet undeniable. I believe you said that at some point.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking that you reached a peak with Veleno when it dropped in 2019. Boy, was I wrong, because that was a masterpiece. This album somehow surpasses that. And I know this has been discussed so much, but the way you overcame your mountain climbing incident 3 years ago, right? It inspired this record, opera.
Yeah.
Now, I know you've talked about it a lot, but this question I can't help. What did you learn most about yourself, Francesco, that during that time span that you may not have known about yourself? Is there something that you can point to?
Yeah. I was a good guy. I fucked up some stuff, but I was a good guy. And now I'm a man. Because I understood what really matters in life much better. I have much more present to myself. I'm much more costant, I would say. And I can tell clearly how stupid and selfish I was sometimes in the past, and I just want to avoid that. I learned a lot from people suffering this 2 years, 3 years, and I have all my respect to these people, you know, fighting every day for much worse, you know, conditions. And So I learned that. I've learned that. I've learned to give life the right importance. Be grateful and thankful every day.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that.
I don't give anything from granted anymore. Like before, as I said, I wasn't a bad guy. I'm not that type of guy that, oh, this thing changed my life. I was a good guy, but in a way, I was giving for granted too many things. After that, I'm just taking life much more seriously.
Yeah. And which arm was it? Was it?
It's this one. You can say.
Holy shit! Look at that. As you can see that.
And you can also see from my hands, you know.
Yeah. And again, you said you strongly believe this album is a solid.
This is a reminder. You see.
A solid manifesto of resilience. You said that.
Yeah.
And opera.
It is. I mean, like in the end, when you go in and out the hospital all the fucking time, and you are completely fucked up. I got something like 25 bones broken, stuff like that. You know, like yeah, I'm all a scar. Everywhere in my body there is a scar.
Would you go mountain climbing again?
I do go to mountains. I do ski, but very safely, just with my kids, and I just try to stay away from super risky stuff. I think the love that I had and that I still have for adventure in general, you know, brought me far in many aspects of life. Like you can tell with, you know, Fleshgod is a big adventure, you know, super risky because I have a family and I take a risk every day, but I'm still, you know, I'm so much in love with this life that I can help, you know, I keep doing it. I keep going to mountains. I love them. It's not the mountain that almost killed me. It's myself that almost killed me. So that's what I'm saying. I'm a different man, and I'm more cautioned. I'm more aware. It's this, you know. I just oh, lights. It's probably God thanking me for something. If there's any God, I don't know. And
today there is. Yeah.
Maybe there is, you know. And thank you. So you know, like. And so yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like now, you know, I try to do the same things, but to be much more cautious and much more responsible, especially because I have 2 kids. So
yeah, first off, I appreciate that response. That's a very deep insight onto everything you just been through. And speaking of, you know, going through, obviously a lot has happened in the last 3 years. But something else that also happened is that you have 3 new band members. That right? You know, since since the last album, that is.
Yeah, I mean, like it's just bureaucracy. Veronica is with us since Agony, so 12 years. Fabio is with us since 2016, so it's like 8 years now almost. And Eugene joined 2019. So 5. So it's basically, we announced new members. Eugene did already the single and all the live streaming during COVID. This is the first album we have a different drummer except Oracles, and Veronica always been there, and Fabio since Veleno.
And with this current tour is the Black Opera across North America. I think that's the name of it.
Yeah.
But the bands that are playing here tonight, Shadow of Intent, Ingested, the Zenith Passage, and Disembodied Tyrant. Say that 5 times fast, right? I want to dive into this a little bit more because this is a big tour for a lot of death metal fans that we're about to see coming in. And you've got some veterans and some upcoming bands in the lineup too. I ask a lot of questions about chemistry within different members of the same band because I find those stories kind of interesting. But I'm talking so fast because I'm so excited. But I want to ask about the chemistry between the different bands on this tour.
It's fucking perfect.
Do you think it takes chemistry to make a tour like this work?
Bro, let me tell you something. It's 5 bands, and the clubs are big. We're definitely the biggest club we ever played, which is a success. But still, 5 bands. It's a lot of gear. It's a lot of logistic. It's a lot of issues. From the very beginning of the tour, we never had one problem or argument or discussion. It's like every band respects the other. Every band has, you know, the youngest bands are looking up to us like, you know, some kind of, you know, pioneers of the genre, which is something that is overwhelming for us because we feel that we contributed to the music in a positive way, because maybe what we did in a way changed their life because triggered that idea, oh, maybe I can do something, and then they do something and they do it better than you, and they get their own audience, and then they get their own career. So it's magic that happens, and I'm very thankful for that. I'm very, very, very happy, very glad that this is still happening, and so this is a dream tour, like one of the easiest on my career, and definitely one of the most successful, especially with this kind of competition that we have now. Like a lot of bands are around, many bands are very similar and they are competing with us because it's basically the same audience, and people sometimes unfortunately have to pick up, you know, which show to go because it's too many, and that's understandable because, you know, you cannot go every night to a show. So all considered, it's insane. Let me tell you, like, it's insane. We did the biggest show in North America we ever done on this tour, which was Montreal. Over 1,300 people coming to a death metal show. It's something.
That's fucking awesome.
For upcoming bands. I mean, like, we are a little bit older than the other guys, but we're still around for 10 years. Like, we didn't tour, the first tours were 2010. Yeah. So if you take out the COVID years, this is basically 10, 12 years around.
That's a good point.
Not much, yeah. Not bad. No, not bad
at all.
From Italy,
considering how you're teasing,
and we're not selling pizzas. So imagine if we were selling pizzas at the merch.
Imagine if they were selling pizzas. I'm just saying. I mean, there's
maybe
that
it's an
potential.
idea.
If he's mentioning it, I mean, that's not the first time you thought of it. So I mean, that's something you may want to think about. But now you're just teasing me about the production. I can't wait to see this tonight because now it's like, I've seen you guys a few times, but if you're mentioning the production or what are this brand new,
well, like, you know, like,
we got a lot to look forward to tonight.
From time to time, every time we try to boost it, every time we headline, we try to boost it because supporting is a different story. Because the headliners have their own production, so they need the space. But this time we had the opportunity to work a little bit on the stage, and so we built a better stage, more coherent with the idea, the concept. So I think, especially when we play in theaters, I think it's a very cool experience for the people.
Have you played here before?
I don't think so.
This is like a theater, so this is actually more formidable for a band like you.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what happened a few times this tour. We were bringing that kind of production, which is basically representing a very old and you know, almost destroyed theater with many props, and that kind of thing matches perfectly with the environment. So it's just amazing. Wow.
Got two more questions. Now, you mentioned the time frame that you guys have been playing, because I combine everything together. I know Fleshgod Apocalypse have really made a name for yourselves over the years, from when all this started to where you are now, right? The music, at least to me, the music of symphonic death metal. If I were to show someone how symphonic death metal should sound like, I always point them to Fleshgod.
Thank you, man.
Sometimes even Septic Flesh, when they came through earlier this year too.
Septic is a different mood.
They're different mood, but I kind of group you guys together. But Fleshgod is always at the top for me.
But I mean, like we are more like symphonic in a modern way, let's say, and sorry, in a more classical way. Like it's more symphonic and power metal-ish thing, you know, mixing with extreme metal, and they are more obscure and more gothic, I would say. Like they have this vibe, much more obscure. The lyrics as well. Yeah. So, but they are we're like brothers.
Exactly. I showed the song Pendulum when you guys dropped it, and that song's probably my favorite one off the record. I can't decide yet. You may have to ask me again on a different day. But you guys have been taking this sound to not only different levels, but even higher levels. My math is correct. you said you don't really count the COVID years because when you guys started, I think it was 2007, right? I think we're 17 years of existence.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah.
I want to ask you this question. I know everything we discussed.
Are we this old? Fuck.
I feel like
21. I don't know. Next year I can drive. Something like that.
I feel like we're not only entering a important chapter for Fleshgod Apocalypse, but an important chapter for you because everything you've just been through. If you were to give your 2007 self advice from the version that I'm seeing right now in front of me, what would that be?
Don't change anything. Because it was such a fucking journey with ups and downs, you know, and the ups are even more ups because we had some downs.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was talking to a guy the other day. It was like, it was very, you know, upset for something. And I said, you know, you should be happy. He said, why? You know, and life is shit. Yeah, life is shit today. Tomorrow is gonna be better because today sucked, you know. It's just like, you know, just it's a different point of view, but it makes you, you know, your standard life much more cool in a way. You know? It's like maybe it's an illusion, I don't know, but it works. It works for me.
Okay, well, Francesco, I'm going to leave you with one last question. Since it's October, I have to ask your 5 favorite horror movies. Can you think at the top of your head? Corey, how are we doing on time?
5 favorite horror movies. Okay. Let's go with you know, we push so much on Italians. We push so much on Italians, you know, heritage for music with opera. I'm gonna mention basically 2 directors, and then you pick up the best, which are Dario Argento and Fulci.
Oh my gosh.
So we go back to the 80s when you were shitting your pants for real and not just with effects or, you know, sound and booms and blah, blah, blah. Those kind of things were like fucking odds. I was like, these people have something wrong with them.
Do you still take some influences from like their creativity into your,
like,
you know, I wonder about that. That's for
yeah,
like
that kind of thing is, it's one of the big things that came out from Italy, you know, like it's not super easy for a European country to get renowned on something worldwide. You know, I was joking about pizza, but for real, I mean, like when you invent or you have such an impact worldwide from such a small country that has such a unique culture, so it's not like a shared culture, because we were in that kind of country that were basically colonizing, you know, around the world. So basically we were just immigrants, and we shared the stuff we had, and people liked it. So it's even more cool to be renowned or appreciated by somebody else. So I'm very proud of Fleshgod because of this, and I'm very proud of all the bands in music or all the artists in general, including directors.
Those are my friends.
Hi. Including directors that made it outside of Italy. So yeah, absolutely.
Well, Francesco, we got 2 minutes.
It's a wrap.
Do you have any last thing you want to say to the fans before we finish off here?
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for supporting us, and come to the shows, because one thing is the album, one thing is the show, and you don't want to miss it.
Well, thank you from the bottom of my heart, man. This has been a long time coming.
Cool, man.
Go crush it up there.
Yeah.
And you're going to see us going crazy in the pit, so
okay.
We'll be taking photos of you too. So.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Ciao.